Hey guys, today we need to go through source credibility. Source credibility is really important when you're doing research because, believe it or not everything that you see on the internet is true. So you need to be able to determine whether or not a source is credible or whether or not a source is something that you should trust because you shouldn't just trust it because it's out there. So today we're going to go through what we call the crap test. It's a way to figure out if a source should be trusted or not. So, using this crap test is going to help you determine if the source and the information that you're getting, if it's something that you should trust and that you should believe and that you should use in your research, because you don't want to be the kid who ends up in front of the class or who ends up writing in their paper something completely ridiculous and untrue. So, when you're doing the crap test, there are four different parts that you are going to evaluate. So, we're going to go through each of those different parts. As we go through this, I want you guys to take notes. You're going to see little lightning bolts on different places. That's probably the information that you should be writing down or typing up so that you have notes on all of this stuff that we're doing. So, CRAP stands for currency, reliability, authority, and purpose. I would write those down. There's a little lightning bolt. It's behind my head. But yeah, you should write those down. So, I don't know why I have that again. Sorry. All right, so first we need to go through currency. So, currency is how recent the information is. So, how relevant is it? How timely is it? So, when you're looking at currency, look at the date that it was published. It's also important to look to see if it has been updated. For example, if you're looking at stuff about COVID-19, which is changing so fast, like if you are grabbing something from February, most likely that data that's in there isn't reliable anymore. It might have been at one point in February, but now it's not in April. So make sure that whatever you're looking at is current and up to date. For some things, that's going to matter more than others. So, like, if people are writing things about World War II, whether it was written this year or last year or the year before probably isn't as important as if you're looking at something like COVID-19, where even like day to day, hour to hour, things are changing, and what was printed 2 hours ago might not be as current and up to date and reliable as what was printed 5 minutes ago. So keep that in mind. Usually you can find the date at the top or the bottom of your article. On this example that you see here, we see that it was November 22nd, 2016, but that it was also updated, and we have that date there too. So make sure that you're looking at that. Some other questions that you can ask yourself when it comes to currency is, when was it published? Is it recent enough to be valid or up to date? Does it reflect our current or best knowledge on the subject? So like I said, for one topic, 2 days ago, 3 months ago, a year, 2 years ago, might be okay. For other topics, 10 minutes ago was too late. So think about your topic and how much it's changing and evolving. Reliability is our R for the crap. So reliability is what kind of information is used in the source. So avoid any articles that say I think or in my opinion or I believe. Those are all leaning heavily towards like people's personal biases, which aren't always super reliable. Does the author provide references or data or quotations? Also look at who their data is from. Like if their data is from somewhere that's not super reputable or somewhere that like they're not actually an expert in that area, that's probably not as reliable as like if you're getting information like let's say we're talking about COVID-19 again, like getting information from the CDC or the World Health Organization is probably more reliable than getting information from like your neighbor Doug on Facebook. So think about where your stuff is coming from, where your data, where your information is coming from. If they cite their sources at the end or they cite their sources within the text, that's usually a good indicator that whatever you're getting is more reliable if they're showing where they got all this information from. If they're not willing to show that, it's possible that maybe it's made up or that it was skewed or that they don't remember where they got it from, and then it's harder for you to tell if it's actually reliable or not. So some questions to ask for reliability is, what type of information does it include? Are there multiple sources? Are there visuals? Does the article give credit to multiple sources? Is the article objective, or does it feel like somebody's opinion or like it's biased one way or the other? The next thing, A, is for authority. So who is the creator of the website? Check to see if the creator is somebody that you're familiar with, like the New York Times or the Star Tribune. Check to see that the URL actually matches the title. So like here we have the New York Times, is the New York Times. Those can kind of help tell you the authority of this. And who's the creator. Check the ends. Some of you, I know last time we researched, were really worried about using .coms. Just because it's a .gov or a .edu doesn't necessarily mean that it's 100% accurate and that they don't have some kind of like shift in it. .net is the sketchiest one. I would probably avoid those. .coms aren't bad. You just have to be able to look at like who created this and what's the information and cross-check it with other information that you've gotten. For authority, you also want to look at who is the author. So, some authors, especially in websites, are like in New York Times. They have their definite authors who are doing things and are becoming experts themselves in certain areas. Sometimes you can see the author bio at the top or the bottom of the article. Sometimes if you click on them, you can see their bio, like where they went to school, what kinds of things they're usually working on. Those are helpful because as authors keep working on the same kinds of stories, they become more knowledgeable, and that's helpful. So look at the author of the article. If you can get any information, like spy on them on Google a little bit. Do a Google search. See what's out there about them. Some other questions to ask for authority is who's the author, what's their area of expertise. So do a little stalking. Cyber stalking is good. Who publishes the information? Is it somebody who has an agenda or has something to promote? Is it a well-known source? Is it generally respected, or is it generally laughed at, like Wikipedia? That's not generally respected. Stay away from Wikipedia. Do not use that in this research project. And P is purpose. So what is the purpose of the website or the source that you're looking at? Is their purpose to sell you something, or to convince you to donate money, or is it to inform you, or is it to persuade you? Is it to get you to do something? All of those are important to think about because it's going to change the type of information they give you and how they give it to you. If there are a lot of ads, they might be trying to convince you to do or buy something. If it makes you put in credit card information, like these are sources who are just trying to sell you something, so they're probably not as reliable. The purpose or questions to ask for the purpose is, what's the purpose of it? Do they want to tell me things, or are they trying to get me to buy something? Is it trying to inform the audience about an event? Is it making a case for change? Is it trying to get a policy passed? Like, how can you tell? With this, it's going to be important to look at word choice. So, think about like what are they telling you to do or trying to get you to believe based on word choice. All right, that is it for the crap test. All of these questions and this whole sheet is on Schoology. So if you look in your research materials folder, there's a crap test form in there, and it has all the different parts of crap and then all the questions that go along with it. So these are the questions that you're going to want to ask yourself and kind of evaluate as you're doing your own research. If you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a good day.